And welcome back to the Survive Scale Soar podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy. A quick reminder, this show comes in two formats: success talks, where I get the opportunity and the honor and privilege to interview some of the top people in their respected industry, and they share with you what has made them successful in their journey. And real talk, where it's just me and the mic talking about things that are either happening in my world or the world around us that may impact your business and be able to help you in some way along in your personal journey. So today is a real talk. And instead of talking about what's happening in the world, I'm going to talk today about something that's happening within my business and my personal growth. And I hope that you find in it some lessons, some inspiration, some motivation to keep going in your personal journey, whether you're getting started out as a business owner or you've been doing it for some time. So I've been in the real estate industry since 2004. I've had a sales career. I've had a management position for large brokerages here in the greater Houston area. And I've been a coach since 2010. Now in 2017, I launched my own personal brand, Red Hawk Coaching, and began offering coaching services for real estate agents, real estate teams, real estate broker owners, and also small business owners. And so I'm almost 8 years in that business since I've left what I would call the traditional brokerage model. And probably the last 6 months to a year, I've found myself in a place where Red Hawk Coaching is going well. I'm building it. I'm helping and serving a lot of people, and it continues to get stronger. A lot of people know the brand now. That takes time. If any of you've ever built a brand, it does take time for that to come into effect. And I've had the itch as of late to expand that brand into something else. And I've looked at inside the vertical, outside the vertical of my business. What I mean by the vertical is it related to what I'm doing? And I decided to expand it within the vertical. So over the last several months, I've been interviewing different companies, national brands, uh, boutique brands, mom and pop, as they're sometimes called in the real estate industry, and looking for an opportunity to build just a local sales team that I could continue to grow and serve my area on top of Red Hawk Coaching. The name I came up with, and this was before I even landed this opportunity, was the Red Hawk Property Team. So that's my new brand for the Red Hawk companies is the Red Hawk Property Team. And initially I was going in with the idea of I'll build something small, grow a team of 3 to 5 agents to serve my local area, which is the Northeast Houston area. So Kingwood, Humble, Tasceta, Porter, New Caney, that North Houston area. And I sat down with the independent that I decided to join with John Altic over at JLA Realty, and walked out of that meeting thinking a lot bigger and knowing that I was what I'm capable of and the skill set that I've been building now since 2004 was that I went in shooting small when I really needed to go in and shoot for something much bigger. So I put a plan and proposal together, sent it back over, was given the go ahead with that plan to be able to run and operate it, and looking to build a large what's a lot of people know maybe in the big box brokerages as an expansion team. And I'm really excited about this opportunity because I'm going to come at it from not necessarily a broker manager style, yet I'll be coming from it from a coaching perspective. That's where my skill set is really, really strong. Not that I can't manage agents, I've done that, but to be able to actually help them and move them from where they are today to where they want to be. What is their goal? What's their vision? How do they get there? What people do they need to surround themselves with? What systems, what tools do they need to have in place? Right? All these different things that, intuitively we might know. It's really not taught in the industry. It's definitely a part of coaching in the industry. And so I'm going to be able to use the skill set that I've developed to now go out and really make a difference in the lives of agents. and there's hardly any restriction to it. So it's a beautiful thing. It's going to be a great opportunity, and excited for where this is going to go in the partnership with JLA. I know there'll be some out there that's like, well, you were a competitor with John. I was a competitor with John, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. I've known John for a long time. I've watched what he's built. I've respected what he's built, and he's had a lot of success as well. And so a lesson is that you may see somebody as a competitor that one day you might do a joint venture with or partner with, and that's awesome. So never burn a bridge, never close a door, never have a perspective that's going to limit you from some of the relationships that are out there and around you. That's one of the lessons. I already had learned that lesson, but it took me time to get there. And so if you hear this today, don't look at other people that are in your business, in your arena, as necessarily competitors. Yes, they're going after the same transactions, and some, they'll get some of the ones that you were wanting to get, and you'll get some of the ones they were wanting to get. I'm not talking about that type of competition, right? So I want you today, if you're hearing this, so from that lesson, you need to remove the scarcity in the way that you think and realize that there's an abundance of business out there. There's lots of opportunities. And sometimes it's going to those people that maybe one time was your competitor and finding where you align. Because I can tell you guys, there's a lot of alignment here. The way we think, the way that we cast vision. It's scary, exciting is what it is. And so I'm really excited about this move. It's going to be good, and it's going to be good for me to take that business to the next level, right? We can get comfortable as business owners in doing what we're doing. It's not that Red Hawk Coaching wasn't doing well. Red Hawk Coaching was existing. It's been growing. Some of it's now becoming a little bit more organic. It's not as forced to build it. And so it was like, okay, I need that next challenge. I need to be able to go build something else. And you'll find that with a lot of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are builders. The ones that are truly entrepreneurs. There's a lot of people that call themselves entrepreneurs that aren't entrepreneurs, and that's a whole another topic. But the true entrepreneur that's going to be successful are typically going to be builders. They're going to look at for things and opportunities and begin to build upon them. And so, Red Hawk is my brand. And right now I've got Red Hawk Coaching and Red Hawk Property Team. But there might be a Red Hawk something else someday, Red Hawk Transaction Coordination, or Red Hawk Home Inspections, or, Red Hawk, it could be anything, right? And so as a business owner, I've been able to grow and see that there's opportunities around what I am building. And I always have to be looking for the what's next. Where can I go next? What can I get? What can I improve upon? What things out there, may there be a weakness? There's a hole there, right? Could I go plug that hole with something? That's the way that an entrepreneur thinks. So to simplify it, if you just have one business, right? I've got an investment business, I've got a coaching business, and now I've got a sales team business. That's really an expansion team business. But if you have one business, what do you have to do? You have to look at where are the holes in the business? Where can I fill those? Where can I make those improvements? You have to take time to slow down every day and reflect on what you've done. So at the end of the day, you need to be asking yourself a few questions. What did I do well? What did I not do so well? And what is it that I can improve upon? And when you do those things, it's amazing how your brain starts answering those questions and giving you the solutions on how to grow in your business. A lot of it's mindset. The real estate industry right now is not the easiest, but I'll also argue it's not anything like 2008 to 2010. And so when I hear agents whine about it, and I have gone through that, you've got to at some point be able to put your stake in the ground and say, you know what, whatever the market is, it's always going to be a good market. There's always going to be opportunity. Sometimes you might have to work a little harder. You might have to grease the wheels, yet there's opportunity out there. Why? Because everybody else is going to run to the sidelines. And so what I've learned over the years is to be the salmon. And I shared this with a group of real estate agents last week, Inked Real Estate. I shared with them about being the salmon. While everybody's going one way, you should be going the other. Work hard. I think the worst thing that we've ever been told is to work smarter, not harder. There's something to it, but I think there's so much emphasis placed on work smarter that everybody's essentially looking for the easy way out. Okay, now smarter doesn't necessarily mean smarter. It could be leverage, right? You're leveraging some of the things off, or you get new systems or tools, or you find the right person that can fill that gap. Okay, those are smarter working things. It's still going to take work. And so if you hear smarter, not harder, and that's what you're being preached, then you're probably not getting the right message, or you're only listening to part of it. Because I see that all the time. People are focused on the smarter. I've worked hard my entire life. That's not my ego. That's just who I am. And I've had it ingrained in me since I was a kid. I used to work for my dad. He had a plumbing company. He would drop me off with a rock bar, a shovel, and a 5-gallon thing of water. And he'd come pick me up at the end of the day. And I'd dig a 200-yard trench from the house out to the well so that he could plumb in the water. And that's not easy work. I've crawled under houses to replace sewer lines that had snakes underneath these houses as well. I've done some things that have been really, really difficult, but I appreciate it because I've carried those lessons into what I do now. And that's to work hard, to not look for the shortcuts always. And I think in doing that, what you find is that you enjoy it more. And that sounds counterintuitive, but you enjoy it more because you know that the effort was there. And when you have that success, you feel it. It feels good to know that you'd put in the work. You worked hard to achieve something. You can't tell me that there's anything in this world that is a great achievement that didn't require work. I think like the Tom Brady. He's not a big Tom Brady fan, yet the guy puts in the work. And so I can only imagine holding that Super Bowl trophy multiple times and just knowing the feeling he probably had inside of that he didn't take any shortcuts. He worked hard. And so in this process of building this team out, we're just getting started. I know it's going to be hard work. I'm actually excited about that. I'm enjoying knowing that is coming. It's only day one, right? But I know that that's coming. I know that grind is coming. And so I encourage you today, if you're hearing this message, a couple things I want you to take from it. There's so many more lessons here that I could share with you, but don't look at everybody as a competitor, because one day you may be working with them. It may be a great person to align yourself with. Don't close those doors. Keep an open mind. You just never know what might happen down the road. And believe me, there's no such thing as coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. The other thing is work. Enjoy the work. Enjoy the hard work. Don't always look for the smarter way. Grind on it a little bit. Sweat. Let there be a little blood, sweat, and tears, right? And because at the end of the day, when you have the reward of achieving what you want to achieve, it's going to be totally worth it. And you're going to look back and think, I've actually earned this. So those are 2 lessons I want to share with you today. I wanted to announce that I am starting the Red Hawk property team. I'm looking for people right now throughout Texas. There's going to be some other states coming along soon. I'm looking at finding 3 to 5 really good agents, doing 6 to 12 units a year, 15 units a year, that are looking, maybe they're stuck there, they just want to do better, or they want to be on a team or a network that's got a culture that they're seeking out. And if that's you, reach out to me. I'd love to have that conversation with you. I don't want my podcast necessarily today to be about selling, but I'm going to take a moment to say that is if you're looking for that opportunity, reach out to me. I'd love to have that conversation with you and see if it's even the right fit. But I think through this experience and sharing my experience with you, and if you go back, I've got lots of blog posts on my Red Hawk Coaching site, so redhawkcoaching.com, that you can go back and look at some of the lessons that I've shared there. But if you ever need any help or have any questions, feel free to reach out. Give me a call, and I'll give you my numbers, 281-387-7689, 281-387-7689. That's my personal cell. You're not going to get an assistant, or it's not going to go to a voicemail unless I'm in a coaching meeting or with my team. Reach out or send me an email at jeremy@redhawkcoaching.com, or you can send it to my new email at jeremy@redhawkpropertyteam.com. If I can help you, reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you. And I hope that there's a couple things that you could take away today that's going to help you in your journey and moving forward. I want you to win. That's my biggest thing in all of this is if I help people win, I know I'll get mine. I'll be taken care of, but I want to see you win. I want to see others win. And if I can be a part of that, I'd love to. So until next time, onward and upward.